Art is wonderful. At this point in time, we can make and draw whatever we want, and we would be happy about ourselves for doing so. We create and look at art because it makes us relax. It makes us feel happy. It makes us feel free. And in the modern days of the internet, with things like Twitter and DeviantArt and YouTube even, it's very easy to get your art out to the world. However, since this is the internet, one drawing could possibly take the turn for the worse on either your career or, even worse, your entire life. And that's exactly what happened to artist Rizzy Draws. A homosexual artist who wanted to draw, was discriminated by his family, and attempted to commit suicide. Now, before I get into the main topic of the video, I want to explain who Rizzy is. Rizzy is a very talented LGBT artist with nearly 10,000 followers on Twitter and over 20,000 subscribers on his YouTube page. He joined YouTube on April 27, 2012, joined DeviantArt on April 10, 2013, and joined Twitter on November of 2017. His art style is very cartoonish and kind of a mix between Steven Universe and Adventure Time, which is something I really like. He also does a lot of speed paints on his YouTube channel, and I really like watching speed paints to see how people's art is done and what they do to get those drawings done, and they're just really satisfying to see. And not only that he does speed paints on his channel, but he also does story times on his channel, kind of like the Odd Ones Out, Jaden Animations, Comics, etc. But instead of being a lousy knockoff with just a couple frames and things like that, he puts a lot more into it than what most people do if they want to make these kinds of videos.
What's poppin', my dudes? Rizzy here. Welcome to a new episode of Coffee Break. This time, I'm gonna ask you a thought-provoking question. Have you ever met a furry teacher? Well, I haven't, because I'm the teacher! Sorry, I'm not gonna do that anymore.
Which I'm really impressed. His editing is very good, to be honest. I like it. I recommend you check out both his Twitter and his YouTube, and if you're on the more mature side, you should also check his DeviantArt as well. Now, since I've told you all who Rizzy is, let me ask you all the question that some of you might have on your minds. What happened to Rizzy during June of 2018? This is very complicated to explain. On June the 3rd, 2018, just a few days when Pride Month started, Rizzy drew a comic about how he wished to be proud of his sexuality in his own country, Indonesia. The tweet got very popular with 13,000 likes on the picture, and the message was across to many people about how he wants to live his life without getting worried because he's from Indonesia. But sadly, because of this picture, after the post was uploaded, things took a turn for the worst. Not much happened to Rizzy until June 17th, 2018. A currently anonymous person leaked Rizzy's personal information onto the internet, including his sexuality, and was reportedly being sent to the government of Indonesia because of him being a homosexual. This put Rizzy in a very scary spot. After that, Rizzy decided to lock his account and tweet the following. It appears that someone has my IRL address and they already sent it to my country's authorities. I guess I won't gonna make it after all. I'm sorry, but it appears that this will be the end of me. I'm sorry for everything. I'm sorry that I can't draw really well. I'm sorry for everything I've drawn that upset the people whom I treasure the most. I'm going away now. Thanks for everything. Later on, Twitter user @GamingandPandas was giving people updates to what's happening to Rizzy, and on June 17, 2018 at 5:18 a.m. Eastern Time, according to the tweet, it says the following. There's been an update to Rizzy Draws' situation, and I'm afraid that it's not one that he'll be able to share himself. After his information was forwarded by internet folk, in order to curb government harassment of him and his family, Rizzy decided to take his own life. According to the family friend, he ingested some household chemicals that has severe liver, kidney, intestinal damage he is not likely to recover from. At this point in time, people actually thought he died. People who loved and cared about him thought he actually did it. But surprisingly, he managed to survive. On the same day at 5:49 a.m. Eastern Time, the tweet says this. Update. Riz is presently about to finish surgery. He will need to be kept in recovery and observation for a week, after which his family would take it to his grandparents' place that's off the grid where he will be safe. When I first heard about this incident, I didn't know what to think of it since it was just such a heartbreaking and disturbing incident. Seeing somebody getting doxxed and attacked just because of their sexuality is just wrong. But if you think that's all the video is gonna be, well, think again. Because there's a lot of questions up our sleeve, and I was lucky enough to get in contact with not only Gaming and Pandas, but Rizzy himself. Both of them were kind enough to appear into the video and make this video possible. So what you're about to listen to is the audio between and me and Rizzy, and the questions that you all have on your sleeves will. Didn't that troll said that he was doxing your info to your government of Indonesia?
Yeah, the person behind that, they threatened me to report to the Indonesian police about, if I couldn't draw hands in 30 days. I honestly thought it was a joke. I even retweeted it.
So wait a minute, you're telling me that they were trying to dox you because of your style of drawing hands?
Yeah.
Dude, that's not right at all. Like, having you nearly killed all just because of how you draw hands makes no sense whatsoever.
That's why I initially thought it was a joke, and I even retweeted it. I honestly thought it was a joke, but my family saw it. It was a picture of, it was a shameful picture of myself, and they were angry and upset at me, and I basically dishonored them, and they told me about the worst possible things that could happen if that picture, about that picture, and it basically broke me. I've been contemplating suicide for the past years, and that thing broke me, especially with my family and all that stuff.
Did the doxer actually fully send everything to your government, or did they not?
They claim that they didn't dox me. They claim that it was a trolling attempt. It was a prank. It made me more and more convinced that they were being genuine about this, and it basically scared the living crap out of me.
From what I heard from Gaming and Pandas, your family is trying to get you out of Indonesia and into a different country.
Well, my family only wanted the best of me, and I told them that I aim to get out of the country to find a better job and go to a place that was more accepting to me. And my main goal is there, work there, and give my mom for her cancer treatment.
Now, you were also saying that, ironically enough, the doxer himself also got himself doxed at one point.
I don't know. I heard it from the Twitter. I think someone actually made a thread about that. Yeah, I think it was Nick. But I already heard, from people on Discord, or I kind of forgot. But I heard they got doxed as well. I honestly concerned about their safety at this moment, because doxing is dangerous in my opinion, and it is dangerous.
Yeah, doxing, it's illegal actually, and doxing somebody over their sexuality and your criticisms against them, that just doesn't make a single lick of sense.
I don't know, trust me, I talked to my therapist and they have no idea, and they are licensed psychologists.
In conclusion, never ever dox somebody all just because you have criticism on them for their art style or their sexuality. It's really stupid. If you all want to support Rizzy or check out Rizzy's content, I'll put his Twitter and his YouTube page in the description below. The guy really does deserve a lot of attention for what he's going through right now. He is such a talented artist, and I feel so sorry for him having to go through such a heart-wrenching moment. Like, seriously, imagine this kind of moment happening to you. Like that, that kind of thing is nightmare fuel. So yeah, his links will be in the description below, as well as the end cards in the video, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.